Welcome to the Forefront Radio. Welcome to the Forefront Radio. I'm your host, Afia Levi. We're going to have another live discussion today. Hope y'all are doing all right. Today we're going to touch on a few articles dedicated to the diaspora. Right now, we're touching on thevoiceofgambia.com and an article that was posted in regards to suspects in police custody as an investigation into Britain's unaliving continues. So listen close to the story. It says the Gambian police force arrested Ibra Fali and Malik Najee in connection with the unaliving of a British citizen. Shalom to you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the Forefront Radio. Shalom to you, Sister Topeka. Shalom to you, Sister Essence. Shalom to you, Brother Aaron. Shalom to you, Eb. Shalom to you, Samuel. Shalom to you, Idra. Hope y'all doing all right. So the Gambian police arrested this person by the name of Ibra and another person named Malik. As reported by the GPF, the Senegambian police are currently investigating the alleged unaliving of Leonard Dominic, a British national. So this is a black person that is of the diaspora that came to this region and was allegedly unalived by these two men. According to the police, the investigation began after Miss Lorna Jackson reported her husband's disappearance on October the 20th. One of the victim's employees, Ibra Fali, is in police custody as the prime suspect, adding an accomplice, Malik Najee, who allegedly assisted the suspect after the unaliving, is also in custody. However, a third suspect, known as Denai Boy or Al-Fusaini, remains at large, the police statement revealed. The Gambian police force urged the public to help by providing any information that may assist them in locating Denny Boy. The police appreciate the public's cooperation in resolving the case promptly. So now, usually on the Forefront Radio, we go over different stories in the diaspora, and we got to touch on the good, the bad, the ugly, right? While there are benefits to moving overseas, there are also risks. So it's important to note these risks and let the general public know, so that way if you're planning on traveling overseas, you're aware of different circumstances. Now, that's not to say that things don't happen in America. They happen in America and in the UK, but it's important to note that this individual was a diasporan, okay, a British national. So we cover this in the efforts to educate our diaspora about what's going on. All right. So here's another article that is called Trial of Alleged Unaliving of British Woman Begins, Police Investigators Testify. All right. Let's read that real quick. Beautiful lady. Her name was Sakina Chinadu. The trial of Augustine Bangori, accused of unaliving a British national, Sakina Chinadu, in the Gambia, has commenced in front of Honorable Justice Ibrahima Jate of the High Court of Gambia. Augustine Bangori stands accused of unaliving and theft under the sections 187 and 252 of the Criminal Code Revised Laws of the Gambia 2009. Now, why is this information important? It's important because you have many people that travel overseas to different areas, and you have to be aware of those that are scamming, those that plot to rob, those that plot to steal, those that know that you're a foreigner, and instead of dealing right by you, they have an agenda, okay? Watch this. It says, according to the prosecution, on February 2024, in Singshan Village, West Coast region of the Gambia, Augustine Bangora allegedly caused the passing away of Sakina Chinadu by striking her with a hammer at the back of her neck, resulting in her demise, thus committing a criminal act. Furthermore, it is alleged by the prosecution that on the same date and at the same location, Augustine Bangora unlawfully appropriated items belonging to Sakina Chinadu, including 800,000 dinars, I believe the money is over there in that region, plus 2 laptops, plus a tablet, flash drives, keys, a Canon camera, bank and correspondence cards from her bag and apartment, thereby committing another offense. So not only did they unalive this young lady, but they also stole her property. Bangura pleaded not guilty to the charges on April the 20th, 2024. On Tuesday, Mr. Amadou Badje, a police officer from the Serious Crime Division of Tourgerang Police Station, took to the stand as the first prosecution witness, or PW1. He commenced his testimony by detailing the actions he has undertaken since the case was reported to his office. Mr. Badje informed the court of his 17-year-old tenure within the police force stationed at Tourgerang Police Station. He further stated that he identified the accused, Augustine Bankura, at the Brikama Police Station. Following Mr. Badje's testimony, State Counsel Fatoumata Dramé inquired if the police investigator remembered the events of February the 15th, 2024. The investigator confirmed this and proceeded to elucidate the court on the sequence of events. On the 15th of February, I was on duty at the Tourgerang Police Station at 1800 hours. We received a complaint from one British lady that her friend Shakina, deceased, was missing. They were trying to call her phones, but all her phones were off. Then the matter was booked in the station diary, and I further asked them whether they may suspect where the deceased would be at the time. So now, this is very important to note, folks, because it shows you that while people are traveling in the diaspora to visit places like the Gambia, places like Ghana, places like Nigeria and the Gambia, events do take place. So you want to always make sure you take precaution when you're traveling to a new area. Make sure you have your eyes always on a swivel. Make sure you're paying attention. Even while you're in the States, make sure you protect yourself and make sure you are wise in your actions. Quote, they told me that the deceased has an office in Brusobi and where they suspected she would, or at her compound in a village called Medina Al-Hajj Gaye. So I left the charge office with them to the said property. Upon our arrival, all the gates to the compound were locked up. Then I went to the neighbors and borrowed a ladder that I used and jumped inside the compound. I found the deceased private vehicle parked beside the garage, and all the doors of the vehicle were locked, the police investigator told the court. Now, the police investigator stated that he conducted an initial search of the compound but found nothing at the moment. Mr. Badje recounted that he advised the British lady who had alerted the authorities to go back home and come to the station the next day, which was February the 16th, 2024. The police investigator further mentioned that the British lady returned to the station the next day, accompanied by 3 others. They informed the police that Shakina Shitudu had been missing for 24 hours. When you go to the compound of the deceased, how high was the fence? Counsel Drama asked. It was 3 meters high, and there was Wayagos, a police investigator responded. During testimony, the police investigator stated that Shakina Chinidu's compound featured 2 gates, one small and one large. Furthermore, they informed the court that both gates were closed during their visit. Quote, the big one was locked inside with 3 padlocks, and the small one was locked with a key, he said. Quote, do you recall the marks of the padlocks? Counsel Drama asked. Reply, I can't recall them, the police investigator responded. You said when you got to the compound, you did a primary search. What does this mean? Counsel Drama asked the police investigator. Quote, the primary search entails whether I will find anything that belongs to the deceased. While on the search of the property, I was communicating with the deceased's daughter, who was in the UK. She told me to look into the car, and if the car tape is inside the vehicle, then her mother is not alive, because she always removes the car tape when she goes inside the house, the police investigator told the court. Honorable Justice Jate then adjourned the case on the 13th of May, 2024 for continuation. So this article was posted last year, but we're doing an update just to kind of touch on it for those of you that are not aware of this. I was speaking to a brother that lives in the Gambia, and he forwarded over this information to me, and I felt it imperative to cover this so that way I could basically, inform the general public that tunes in on the Forefront Radio about the different events that do take place, especially overseas. Okay. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for joining the Forefront Radio. If you aren't subscribed to our channel, feel free to subscribe to us on YouTube as well as here on TikTok. Your subscriptions assist us in spreading the truth throughout the diaspora. We teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that you are the lost tribes, according to the Bible, the 12 tribes of Jacob, the sons of Israel. So thank you for tuning in to this episode. We're going to end this live, and then we're going to restart the live with a new discussion on Rome and the kingdom of the Edomites. We're going to touch on a new topic after this live. We're going to start another one. So make sure if you haven't followed this account, follow us at the top right corner. Okay, so whenever we go live, make sure you click the notification so you'll be able to join in our discussions. Thank you so much for joining the Forefront Radio. And with that, we say peace to the 12.